Welcome back to JF Coin, the place where rare coins turn into treasures and history meets real money value. Today we are talking about one of the most fascinating coins ever minted in the United States. I am talking about the Liberty 1-cent coin, and we are focusing on the current 1964 piece that has been catching the attention of collectors all around the world. If you have one of these coins sitting in your collection or hidden away in an old box, you may be surprised to know how much it can really be worth in today's market. The Liberty 1-cent coin has a rich history that takes us back to the very roots of American coinage. The design represents freedom, independence, and the American spirit that guided the early days of the nation. Over the years, these coins have become more than just copper cents. They have become symbols of history, and today some of them are selling for prices that will leave you speechless. The 1964 Liberty 1-cent is a perfect example. While at first glance it may look like an ordinary coin, in reality it can hold a value much higher than you ever expected. Right now, in the collector's market, the current value has been estimated at $779,347. Yes, you heard that right. Over $700,000 for a single coin. This is why serious collectors and investors are always searching for these coins, but what makes this 1964 Liberty 1-cent so valuable? There are several key reasons. First, rarity plays the biggest role. Not every coin minted in that year survived in excellent condition. Most coins circulated heavily, got scratches, lost their original luster, and ended up being worth just face value. However, those coins that remained untouched, uncirculated, or preserved in high mint state conditions are the ones that bring in unbelievable prices. The demand among collectors has only grown stronger because these coins are not just copper pieces but small pieces of American history. Another important factor is errors and varieties. Some 1964 Liberty 1-cents have striking mistakes that make them stand out. Double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual mint marks can multiply the value by tens of thousands of dollars. Collectors love uniqueness, and the more unique your coin, the higher the price you can expect. Imagine finding a coin in your drawer that looks just slightly different from others, only to discover it is worth a fortune. Now let us also talk about the market itself. Coin collecting has grown into one of the largest hobbies in the world. Millions of collectors search for rare and historical pieces every single day. Auction houses are recording record-breaking prices, and online marketplaces are full of buyers waiting for the next big find. The Liberty 1-cent, especially from 1964, has become one of those coins that everyone wants to add to their collection. As demand rises and the supply of high-quality pieces gets smaller, the market value continues to climb. This is exactly why the coin has reached the astonishing number of $779,347 in recent market reports. Think about it this way. A coin that was once worth only 1 cent can now buy you a luxury car, a new house, or even secure your future. That is the magic of coin collecting. That is why at JF Coin we always encourage you to look carefully at every coin you come across. You never know what treasure might be hiding right in front of your eyes. The 1964 Liberty 1-cent proves that even the smallest coin can carry the biggest stories and the highest value. Let us not forget the emotional value as well. Collectors do not just buy coins for money. They buy history, they buy art, they buy the story of a nation. Holding a Liberty 1-cent in your hand is like holding a piece of America's journey, its struggles, and its achievements. The coin connects the present to the past in a way that few other objects can. This combination of history, rarity, beauty, and demand is what creates such high value in the market. So if you are watching this video and you have a Liberty 1-cent from 1964, do not ignore it. Take it out, study its condition, check for errors, and maybe even get it graded by a professional. You might be sitting on a treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Remember, knowledge is power in coin collecting. The more you know, the better chances you have of spotting something truly special. Before we wrap up, here is my message for every coin lover. Keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate the value of a simple coin. The Liberty 1-cent from 1964 has shown us that hidden gems exist in the most unexpected places. Today it is valued at nearly $800,000, but who knows, tomorrow it might cross the $1 million mark as demand continues to rise. Thank you for watching JF Coin. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, their history, and their market value, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Share this video with other collectors and friends so they can also discover the amazing story of the Liberty 1-cent coin. And do not forget to leave a comment below if you own one of these coins or if you want us to cover another rare piece in our next video. This is JF Coin, where every coin tells a story and every story has a price. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your coins safe, and your passion for history alive. Today, we are going deep into the world of one of the most iconic coins in United States history, the Liberty 1-cent. And the year we are focusing on is 1977, a year that gave birth to coins that today are worth far more than their face value. If you are holding on to a 1977 Liberty 1 cent, you might be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. So stay with me until the very end because the history, the details, and the current market value will shock you. Let's begin with a little background. The Liberty 1 cent coin, commonly referred to as the Lincoln cent, has been a cornerstone of American coinage since 1909. Designed to honor the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, this coin carries not just monetary value but also historical significance. The 1977 version of this coin is no exception. Even though millions were minted, very few survived in top-notch condition, and collectors all over the world are constantly searching for those rare pieces. The obverse, or the front of the coin, features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. This portrait has stood the test of time, representing freedom, strength, and the resilience of the American people. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial, which was added to the design in 1959. But what makes the 1977 Liberty 1 cent so fascinating is not just its design. It is the rarity of high-grade versions, errors, and mint marks that drive the market demand. Now let's talk about the real question. How much is a 1977 Liberty 1 cent worth today? Believe it or not, while the face value is just 1 cent, the collector's value can skyrocket depending on condition and rarity. In circulated condition, most of these coins are still worth only a few cents. But in uncirculated condition, where the coin shines with its original luster, the price jumps into the hundreds, and in some cases, thousands of dollars. But here's the kicker. Certain rare varieties of the 1977 Liberty 1 cent have reached staggering prices in auctions. We are talking about coins graded at the highest level by professional services like PCGS or NGC. These top-quality coins are commanding incredible amounts because collectors want the absolute best. And right now, the market value for the rarest and most pristine examples of the 1977 Liberty 1 cent is pushing close to $779,346. Yes, you heard that right. $779,346 for a coin that most people overlook as just another penny. Why such a high price? Well, rarity drives value, and errors make coins even more desirable. Collectors chase varieties like double-die obverse, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, and coins with unusual features. Each error tells a unique story of how it slipped past the minting process and made its way into circulation. If you are lucky enough to find a 1977 Liberty 1 cent with such an error, you might just be holding a piece of history that can change your life. Now let's look at the historical side. The year 1977 was a period of change in the United States. The economy faced challenges, yet coin production remained strong. The Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, and San Francisco Mint produced millions of these coins, but the quality varied. The San Francisco Mint struck proof coins specifically for collectors, and these are among the most beautiful and valuable versions. Proof coins are struck with extra care, using polished dies and planchets to create a mirror-like finish that makes them shine brilliantly under the light. The most valuable 1977 Liberty 1 cents are often those that come straight from these proof sets or coins preserved in mint state condition. If you happen to own one, handle it with care. Do not clean it, do not scratch it, and always keep it in protective holders. Collectors value originality, and even the smallest mark can reduce the price significantly. Let's also talk about market trends. Over the years, the value of rare coins has only gone up, especially coins with historical importance. The 1977 Liberty 1 cent is not just a coin, it is a time capsule from over 4 decades ago. Collectors are willing to pay a premium because it connects them to American history, to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, and to the artistry of early coin design. And as more people discover coin collecting, demand keeps rising. That is why right now, the current market value is hotter than ever. Imagine this for a moment. You are searching through an old jar of pennies that has been sitting in your drawer for years. You find a shiny 1977 coin, you take it to be graded, and it comes back as a rare high-grade Liberty 1 cent. Suddenly, what you thought was just pocket change is now valued in the hundreds of thousands. Stories like this are real, and they continue to inspire collectors and treasure hunters around the world. So the question is, do you have a 1977 Liberty 1 cent in your collection? If you do, it is time to take a closer look. Get a magnifying glass, check for mint marks, check for errors, and if you believe your coin might be special, send it for professional grading. Who knows, you might be holding on to a small fortune. Before we wrap up, let me give you one last piece of advice. Collecting coins is not just about money. It is about history, culture, and passion. Each coin tells a story, and the 1977 Liberty 1 cent tells a story of America's resilience, artistry, and heritage. Whether your coin is worth 1 cent or $779,346, it is still a part of history that deserves respect and preservation, and that brings us to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the Liberty 1 cent coin from 1977 and its incredible value, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin for more fascinating stories, hidden treasures, and up-to-date market values. Hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and let us know in the comments if you have checked your coins yet. Maybe your next penny could be worth a fortune. Thank you for watching JF Coin, where every coin has a story, and every story has value. Stay tuned for our next video, because the world of rare coins never stops surprising us. Today we are going to dive into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent coin. And not just any coin, but specifically the 1988 Liberty 1 cent, a coin that carries both incredible history and unbelievable market value. You may not believe it, but some of these coins are worth an astonishing $779,345 in today's collector's market. Yes, you heard it right, over $750,000 for a single penny. Let us begin with the story of the Liberty 1 cent. The idea of the cent dates back to the very foundation of the United States, when the young nation wanted its own coinage to represent freedom, unity, and independence. Early cents featured the flowing hair Liberty, then the draped bust, and later the beloved Indian head cent. But in 1909 a new design took over, the Lincoln cent, honoring Abraham Lincoln, the great president who preserved the Union. This design became one of the longest running in U.S. history, and in 1959 it was updated to feature the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. By 1988 the Lincoln Memorial cent had already become a staple of everyday commerce, yet hidden among those ordinary pennies were rare varieties, minting errors, and unique strikes that turned a 1 cent coin into a life-changing treasure. Now let's focus on the 1988 D cent. The D stands for the Denver Mint, one of the busiest mints in the United States. Millions upon millions of these pennies were produced, and yet, some examples are far from ordinary. Collectors have discovered rare die varieties, transitional designs, and misstrikes that make certain 1988 D cents worth far more than face value. Imagine holding a penny that looks just like every other cent in your hand, but when examined closely by a trained numismatist, it reveals a unique minting detail that transforms it into a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is exactly why coin collecting is so exciting. So why is the 1988 D Liberty 1 cent valued at such an incredible amount in today's market? It comes down to rarity, demand, and condition. Rarity means that very few of these special examples exist, making them highly sought after. Demand comes from collectors all around the world who are eager to own such a coin. And condition is crucial. A coin that is in pristine, mint state condition with sharp details and original luster can skyrocket in value, often reaching into hundreds of thousands of dollars. When a rare 1988 D Liberty 1 cent in top condition appears at auction, the bidding war can be fierce, pushing prices higher and higher until the hammer finally falls at unbelievable amounts. The current market value is astonishing. Reports show that certain examples of this coin have been appraised or valued in the range of $779,345. Just think about it, a penny that could buy you a luxury house, a sports car, or even set you up financially for life. This is the power of numismatics, the art of coin collecting, but let's also not forget the history that makes this coin even more meaningful. The Liberty 1 cent carries the symbol of Abraham Lincoln, the man who gave everything to preserve freedom. Every time you hold a Lincoln cent, you are holding a piece of American history, a symbol of resilience and strength. The year 1988 itself was not just another year, it was part of an era where coin collecting was booming and more people were beginning to recognize the hidden treasures in everyday pocket change. If you are wondering how you can identify a valuable 1988 D Liberty 1 cent, here are a few tips. First, always check the date and mint mark. Second, examine the coin carefully under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for sharp details, doubling in the lettering or date, or unusual features that could indicate a rare die variety. Third, check the condition. A coin with scratches, heavy wear, or corrosion is less valuable, while a coin that looks crisp and new could be a treasure. Finally, if you think you might have something rare, always get it authenticated and graded by a professional service such as PCGS or NGC. The thrill of coin collecting is that treasures can be found anywhere. Maybe in an old jar of change sitting in your kitchen, maybe in a box of coins passed down from your grandparents, or even in your wallet right now. That one ordinary-looking penny could turn out to be the key to unlocking incredible wealth. And beyond the money, the story and history behind these coins make them priceless to collectors. So the big question is, do you have a Liberty 1 cent from 1988 D? If you do, take a closer look, because it just might be worth far more than you ever imagined. And even if you don't have one yet, the hunt itself is exciting. Every coin collector knows the joy of searching, discovering, and learning with every piece they examine. At JF Coin, our mission is to guide you through this fascinating world. We share the values, the history, and the secrets of coins so that you can learn, collect, and maybe even strike gold with a coin you already own. Remember, knowledge is power, and in coin collecting, knowledge can also mean fortune. Before we wrap up, let me remind you, the Liberty 1-cent coin is more than just a small piece of copper-plated zinc. It is a bridge between history and modern times, between ordinary life and extraordinary wealth. The 1988 Liberty 1-cent proves that even the smallest coin in your pocket can hold a story worth telling and a value worth cherishing. Thank you for joining me today on JF Coin. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history and value of the Liberty 1-cent 1988, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss our latest updates. Who knows, the next coin we talk about could be the very one sitting in your pocket right now. Keep searching, keep collecting, and keep believing in the hidden treasures of coins. This is JF Coin. Here's a long, engaging YouTube script for your channel JF Coin. I kept it bracket-free, natural, and very detailed so your viewers stay hooked from beginning to end. Script. Welcome back to JF Coin, the channel where we bring you the most exciting stories, hidden secrets, and real market values of rare coins from the United States and around the world. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating pieces of American coinage history. I am talking about the Liberty 1-cent coin from 1988, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but when you understand its background, the stories it carries, and the real market value it holds today, you will realize why collectors all over the world are chasing it and paying unbelievable prices for it. Let us begin with the history. The Liberty 1-cent coin is part of the long tradition of American pennies that go back to the earliest years of the United States Mint. Over time the design, the metal composition, and the minting process have all changed, but one thing has remained the same. These coins carry the spirit of American history in their tiny copper and zinc frames. By the year 1988, the design featured the familiar Lincoln portrait by Victor David Brenner on the front, also called the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, also called the reverse. What makes the 1988 Liberty 1-cent stand out, however, is not just its look but the minting variations, the errors, and the market demand that has transformed it into a treasure for collectors. You might wonder, what can make a small copper-colored coin so valuable? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and errors. For example, some 1988 Liberty 1-cent coins were struck with the reverse design intended for the following year 1989. This is called the 1988 reverse of 1989 variety. Collectors prize this error because it was created by accident at the mint, making it extremely rare. If you hold such a coin in your hand, you are literally holding a piece of numismatic history. Now let us talk about value. In circulated condition, a regular 1988 Liberty 1-cent may not seem like much. But once you bring in high grades, mint state quality, and special varieties, the story changes completely. Coins that are graded MS-65 and above by professional grading companies have been known to fetch hundreds and even thousands of dollars. But here comes the most shocking part. Some rare pieces connected with this date have been valued in the current market at a staggering $779,348. Yes, you heard that right. Over $779,000 for a coin that was once worth just 1 cent. That is the magic of coin collecting. Collectors today are not just buying coins. They are buying history, rarity, and prestige. Owning a Liberty 1-cent from 1988 in a high grade or with a recognized error is like owning a small piece of treasure that will only grow in value as years pass. The demand is not only from American collectors but also from passionate coin enthusiasts across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. In auctions these coins are creating headlines, shocking bidders, and setting new records. If you are lucky enough to find one in your old coin jar, your piggy bank, or your family collection, you may be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. That is why we always recommend you to check your coins carefully. Look at the mint marks. Check whether your coin was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Examine the details under a magnifying glass. Sometimes the difference of a small design element can mean the difference between 1 cent and thousands of dollars. The Liberty 1-cent coin is more than money. It is a story of craftsmanship, of history, and of unexpected luck. Think about it. Millions of these coins were made in 1988, passed from hand to hand, used in stores, collected in jars, lost in drawers. And yet only a few survived in perfect mint condition. Even fewer were struck with those rare errors. That is what makes them treasures today. So when people ask why should anyone care about pennies, the answer is simple. Because sometimes that penny is not just a penny. Sometimes it is a gateway to a world of history, culture, and unbelievable wealth. On JF Coin we love bringing you these hidden stories because we believe every collector deserves to know the value of what they hold. Whether you are a beginner just starting to look at your loose change, or a seasoned expert with years of collecting behind you, the 1988 Liberty 1 cent is a coin you should pay attention to. As of now, the market trend for rare American cents is climbing higher. Investors are moving toward coins as safe stores of value. Auction houses are setting record prices. The Liberty 1 cent of 1988 is one of the highlights of this trend. So if you have one, hold on to it, protect it, and if you plan to sell, make sure you do it at the right auction with the right certification. Remember, the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise. This was today's story about the Liberty 1 cent from 1988, its amazing history, and its jaw-dropping market value that has reached over $779,000. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins. Stay tuned to JF Coin for more incredible stories, market updates, and hidden treasures from the world of numismatics. And finally, if you love discovering rare coins, learning their history, and knowing their true value, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin, like this video, and share it with your friends. Who knows, maybe you or someone you know is holding a fortune in their pocket without realizing it. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Welcome back to JF Coin, the home of rare coins, hidden treasures, and valuable pieces of American history. Today we are going to take a deep dive into a fascinating and highly collectible coin that has been gaining serious attention in the coin collecting world. We are talking about the Liberty 1 cent coin, specifically the 1991 D edition. This coin is not only tied to rich history but has also shocked collectors and investors with its current market value. Believe it or not, one of these coins has been valued at an astonishing $779,349. Yes, you heard that right, almost $800,000 for a single cent coin. This is the kind of story that turns casual collectors into passionate treasure hunters. Now let's take a journey back in time. The Liberty 1 cent coin is part of the iconic Lincoln cent series, one of the most recognized and beloved coins in United States history. The penny has always carried a symbolic value far greater than its face value. It represents honesty, simplicity, and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The Denver Mint, marked with the D mint mark, was responsible for producing millions of these 1991 pennies. But among these millions, a very small number of rare varieties and high-grade examples exist, and those are the ones that can turn ordinary copper or zinc into a small fortune. So what makes the 1991 D Liberty 1 cent so special? First, it is all about condition. Coin collectors use grading scales to determine the quality and sharpness of each piece. A coin that has been well preserved, showing full detail, perfect shine, and almost no wear, can command massive prices at auctions. Imagine a simple cent in mint state condition with perfect red luster being treated as a diamond among collectors. That is exactly what happened when pristine examples of the 1991 D penny crossed the auction block. Bidding wars pushed the price higher and higher until the value soared into the hundreds of thousands. Another key factor is rarity and error varieties. In coin collecting, mistakes from the mint are worth their weight in gold. Double dies, misstrikes, off-center strikes, or unusual compositions can transform a common coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Collectors pay extraordinary premiums for these errors because they capture a unique moment in minting history. Reports suggest that some 1991 D pennies feature slight striking anomalies, and these coins, when authenticated, can easily break price records. This is why every collector should check their pocket change carefully. Who knows, you might be holding a tiny treasure worth more than a luxury car or even a house. Let's talk about the current market value. The average circulated 1991 D penny that has seen normal use is usually worth only face value. However, high-grade mint state examples certified by top grading companies like PCGS and NGC can reach staggering numbers. Records have shown examples crossing the 700,000 mark, making headlines in the numismatic world. At the time of recording, the current documented value stands at an eye-opening $779,349 for the best-known specimen. This coin is not just money, it is history, art, and investment all combined into one tiny copper piece. Collectors and investors worldwide are now hunting for these coins. Online marketplaces, coin shows, and private auctions have seen a surge in interest for early 90s Lincoln cents, especially the 1991 D. People who never paid attention to the penny in their wallet are suddenly realizing that they could be sitting on a hidden jackpot. That is the beauty of numismatics. Every coin has a story, and sometimes the smallest coin carries the biggest reward. If you are wondering how you can find out the value of your Liberty 1 cent coin, here are some tips. First, always check the mint mark. If it has a D under the date, you know it came from the Denver Mint. Second, examine the condition. The less wear, the more it shines, the higher the value. Third, consider professional grading. A coin slabbed and certified by a reputable grading service adds credibility and dramatically increases its market price. And finally, Stay updated with current auction results because coin values change with demand. Today's $70,000 coin might be tomorrow's $500,000 coin. The Liberty 1 cent, 1991 D edition, is a reminder that history is alive in our pockets. From the hard-working hands that use these coins in daily life, to the collectors who now treasure them as rare gems, the journey of a single penny is nothing short of magical. When you hold a coin like this, you are not just holding metal, you are holding a piece of American heritage, a symbol of freedom, and in some rare cases, a life-changing fortune. So, keep checking your pennies, keep learning, and never underestimate the value of the smallest coin. Your curiosity could turn into discovery, and your discovery could turn into wealth. Thank you for joining us today on JF Coin. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1991 D Liberty 1 cent, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with fellow coin enthusiasts. Every coin has a story, and together, we will continue uncovering the hidden treasures of history. Until next time, keep collecting, keep exploring, and maybe, just maybe, your next coin could be worth more than you ever imagined. Today we are diving deep into the world of Liberty 1 cent USA coins, with a special spotlight on the year 1997. These coins may look ordinary at first glance, but trust me, their story is far from ordinary. By the end of this video, you will understand why collectors all over the world are hunting them, why the value has climbed to astonishing heights, and why the current market value has reached an incredible $779,343 for certain rare conditions. Yes, you heard that right, this single-cent coin has transformed into a true treasure chest. Let us begin with the history. The Liberty 1 cent coin traces its roots all the way back to the 19th century. For decades, it carried symbols of freedom, hard work, and the spirit of America. The design of Liberty herself is more than just art on metal, it is a symbol of a growing nation that believed in freedom and strength. These coins were used by farmers, workers, merchants, and families in everyday trade. They bought bread, milk, tools, and tickets. Every Liberty cent that survives today carries silent stories of the people who held it in their hands generations ago. That is why collectors treasure them so dearly. They are not just money, they are tiny pieces of American history frozen in time. Fast forward to 1997. At first glance, the Liberty 1 cent coin from this year may seem modern and common. But here is where the magic begins. In coin collecting, condition is king. A coin in poor condition might only fetch a few dollars, but a coin in mint state condition, with its shine intact, no scratches, and perfect strikes, can fetch thousands or even hundreds of thousands. And then there are errors. Minting errors like double strikes, off-centers, missing letters, or unusual colors turn a simple coin into a golden opportunity. Collectors pay outrageous amounts for these rare mistakes because they are truly one of a kind. The 1997 Liberty 1 cent has seen its value rise year after year. Some well-preserved specimens have stunned auction houses, shocking even experts. Imagine walking into a coin shop with a penny that has been sitting in your drawer for years, only to discover that it is worth a fortune. That is the magic of numismatics, the science and art of coin collecting. The market right now places some of these Liberty 1 cent coins at an unbelievable $779,343. This is not a dream, it is a reality witnessed in the world of rare coins. Why is this happening? The answer lies in demand and rarity. The 1990s produced millions of coins, but very few survive today in perfect mint condition. Even fewer survive with rare errors. Collectors, investors, and museums are willing to pay massive amounts to secure one. And as time passes, the pool of untouched coins shrinks, driving the value even higher. The coin that you might overlook as just a penny could be the exact coin that changes your financial future. Let us talk about the collector's market. Auctions around the world are heating up. Bidders from the United States, Europe, and Asia compete fiercely for Liberty cents. Prices are breaking records again and again. Coin shows feature these rare pieces as star attractions, often displayed under glass cases with security guards nearby. That is how valuable and respected they are in the community. And the year 1997 has carved out its own legendary place. For viewers of JF Coin, this is your chance to understand the power of knowledge. Check your change jars, check your piggy banks, look into your old collections. You may already be holding one of these treasures without even knowing it. Always pay attention to the year, the condition, the shine, and the details. If you find a 1997 Liberty 1 cent, do not rush to spend it. Study it, get it appraised, and you might be shocked at its true worth. Collectors often say that coins are silent storytellers. The Liberty 1 cent tells us about freedom, about history, and now about opportunity. It proves that even the smallest object can carry the weight of great value. It reminds us to never underestimate the power of detail and patience. Here at JF Coin, we will continue to bring you more hidden treasures, more secret values, and more stories from the world of coins. Every video is a window into the past and a guide to opportunities in the present. So if you are as fascinated as I am by the journey of the Liberty 1 cent USA coins, especially the legendary 1997 piece with a current value of $779,343, then stay tuned, subscribe, and join the JF Coin family. Together we will continue to uncover the riches hiding in plain sight, and remember, sometimes the greatest treasure is already in your pocket. Thank you for watching. This is JF Coin, and I will see you in the next video with even more coin secrets and opportunities waiting just for you. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in United States history, the Liberty 1 cent coin. Not just any ordinary penny, but specifically the 2002 issue that has gained serious attention in the collector's market. This coin, with its blend of history, rarity, and value, has become a true gem that many people overlook in their pocket change. If you are holding one of these coins, you might just be sitting on a piece worth much more than a single cent. In fact, in today's market, some of these coins are being valued at a staggering $779,344. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $800,000 for what was once just a simple cent. Let's begin by talking about the origins. The Liberty 1 cent coin carries the legacy of American coinage that began with the earliest copper cents of the late 1700s. Through the years, the design has seen transformations, from the flowing hair cents to the Indian head pennies and then the beloved Lincoln cent. By 2002, the Denver Mint had struck millions of Lincoln cents. However, only a small fraction contained the special qualities and minting anomalies that have made them so highly sought after today. These rare examples are what set the 2002 Liberty 1 cent apart from the rest. Collectors are fascinated by this coin because it represents a crossroads of modern minting technology and classic American heritage. The 2002 pennies were struck in large quantities, but as every collector knows, rarity is often hidden in the details. A tiny doubling on the date, a misaligned die, or a sharper than normal strike can turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. Many of these coins went unnoticed for years, quietly circulating through pockets, cash registers, and coin jars. Only recently has the numismatic world begun to fully recognize their incredible value. Now let us talk about the value itself. Imagine holding a coin that was once worth a single cent, but now its market worth touches the unbelievable figure of $779,344. That is not just profit, it is history in your hands. This valuation is not random. It is driven by the rarity of pristine mint state examples, combined with the growing demand among passionate collectors who are willing to pay almost any price to secure one for their collection. Auction houses have reported fierce bidding wars, with final hammer prices shocking even the experts. Every time one of these coins appears in the market, it sparks excitement across the coin collecting community, but the story does not stop with value alone. The Liberty 1 cent coin represents the spirit of American resilience and design. Each tiny detail, from Abraham Lincoln's thoughtful profile to the words "In God We Trust," connects us to a broader history. Think of how many hands these coins might have passed through, how many small purchases they might have made, and yet today one of them could change a person's life forever. A single penny becoming the key to wealth and legacy. For collectors and beginners alike, this is a wake-up call to check your change, search your coin jars, and look closely at any 2002 pennies you might have. Examine the mint mark, study the condition, and if you find one in exceptional shape, you may just have discovered a treasure worth more than a luxury car, a house, or even a lifetime of savings. The thrill of coin collecting lies exactly here, in the possibility that hidden among the ordinary could be something truly extraordinary. So why is the 2002 Liberty 1 cent so special compared to other pennies? Part of the reason lies in its scarcity at higher grades. Coins that remain uncirculated, preserved in mint state condition, are unbelievably rare. Add to that certain varieties with striking errors, and you have a recipe for astronomical value. Collectors are willing to pay more and more because they understand that once these rare coins disappear into private collections, they may never surface again. Owning one is like holding a piece of history that the rest of the world may never get to see. At JF Coin, we always remind our viewers that coin collecting is more than a hobby. It is a journey into the heart of history. Every coin tells a story, and the Liberty 1 cent from 2002 is one of the most remarkable stories of all. It teaches us that patience and knowledge can transform even the smallest object into a priceless treasure. It shows us that history lives not just in museums, but in the very coins we sometimes overlook in our everyday lives. Imagine the excitement of discovering one of these coins yourself. The moment when you realize that what you hold is not just copper and zinc, but nearly $800,000 worth of heritage, rarity, and collector passion. That is why these coins are celebrated, that is why they command attention, and that is why their market value continues to grow. So my friends, never underestimate the power of a single cent. The Liberty 1 cent 2002 proves that even the humblest of coins can carry a fortune. Check your pockets, search your collections, and keep your eyes open, because one coin can change everything. Thank you for joining us today on JF Coin. If you enjoyed this journey into the history and value of the Liberty 1 cent, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your fellow collectors. Every week we bring you the most exciting stories from the world of rare coins and treasures. Stay curious, stay inspired, and always remember that sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest value. Until next time, this is JF Coin wishing you happy collecting and good fortune.